Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try and make this as brief as possible because I know people are behind schedule, because it's a really simple story. There, President Energy, we're an AIM company. Our market cap is somewhat over 100 million sterling. We are principally focused in Argentina, and this is an income growth and production story. There you will see one of our facilities that's fully automated, fully computerized, which we recently bought from Chevron. So we'll skip the disclaimer, and this is us. Our current annualized turnover is in excess of $40 million. Our production is approximately 2,400 BOE, barrels of oil equivalent, per day. Our independently audited reserves are 1P, that's proven, 15 million, and 2P, that's proven and probable, over 25 million. Those are independently audited, and those are Argentina only. They ignore our American interests. We, on top of that, have very, very significant exploration interests. As I said, this is an income story, but we have, in Argentina, in terms of prospective resources, nearly 8 trillion cubic feet of gas, and something like 195 million barrels. That's in Argentina alone. And in Paraguay, where we have previously spent a lot of money on exploration, the exploration story is now looking better and better. We don't regret going into Paraguay. We spent $100 million there in 2014. Frankly, with the benefit of hindsight, we should have spent it in a different way. We are still there, and it looks like we're going to be drilling a well in 2018. I've used the words by hook or by crook, and that is exactly what we will be doing. So the next slide is the introduction. As I said, we are a profitable company with the emphasis on developing profitable barrels. It's all, ladies and gentlemen, about profitable barrels. It's about margin, and it's about positive cash. And all of that is what we are generating right now. We're throwing off in excess of $1 million of positive cash flow after G&A and after CapEx a month. That's due in no small part to the recent acquisition that we made from Chevron. We are actively pursuing other acquisitions in Argentina, which we are all about conventional. We're not in the big boys game of shale. Shale is a big boys game in Argentina and, in my view, worldwide. And we are very happy to be there looking at the cast-offs from the majors and international companies, and they are doing that, and that's one of the reasons why we were able to acquire the Chevron assets. The significant exploration upside in Paraguay and Argentina, and you can see from on the right-hand side in Argentina, the 2P case management estimates, and you look at the second and third bar charts at the bottom, we're talking about EBITDA in 2018 of approaching 30 million, 2019 approaching 40 million. Turnover next year, we're projecting $60 million US, and going up to approaching 100 million in about 2 years' time. This is where we're at. We're out in Argentina. We have two areas in Argentina. Our original area in the north, Puerto Guardian, and where we are now in the Neuquén Basin, which is very famous for the Vaca Muerta, the dead cow area, and that is where the shale is, but we're not into shale. We're into productive conventional. So we're making profits from those two areas. We're also making profits from the USA, which itself is throwing off $200,000 of free cash per month, conventional in Louisiana. And in Louisiana, we're not getting WTI, we're getting what's called Louisiana Light, a comparatively recent index. Louisiana Light currently for November is $57 a barrel. So it's not tied to WTI, it's more like Brent. And Paraguay, that's pure exploration. But one trend you'll see is that we are the operator and effectively the majority owner, if not 100% owner, in all our assets, except a small one in Louisiana. So let's now look at Argentina. Right place and right time. President is feels it is at the right place, right time for Argentina. Argentina is a very interesting area. It's come in from the cold. It was previously run extremely badly by the former president, and now it's run extremely well by a new president, forward-focusing, Western-facing, and we're delighted to be there. There are lots of big companies there in the Neuquén Basin, but they're all in shale, like Shell, Total, Statoil, Chevron, Exxon, Wintershall, BP, Petronas and Dow, as well as YPF, the national company. But we're very pleased to be able to have our hands out and wait for these peripheral production assets, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 barrels a day, to come our way. Politically attractive. There's just been a midterm election, which has gone extremely well. And we're a recognized operator in the company. We have an infrastructure, which is very, very important. We've got management. We're a team. We are a real operator, recognized as a real operator. We have a 35-year license in Salta, granted to us in 2015, and we've obviously passed the sniff test with Chevron and other provinces, and the province of Rio Negro where we are at. So that's what we are doing. We are acting as a consolidator now in Argentina for the businesses. One thing which we seem to have missed in the presentation, which I'm actually, did I do the corporate? Yes, I want to go back to the corporate summary and mention one particular feature of us, and that's our shareholding. I myself, through my family office, hold 32%. Now, none of that has been acquired through Right. That's $50 million of my family office's money into that, purchasing shares for cash. And also, I'm underwrite the company by being its funder. On the IFC, the World Bank, you have to pass a sniff test for that. Schroders, Michinoku, which is Jeremy Collar of Collar Capital, and JP Morgan Asset Management. We have also other institutions comprising the other 26 or so percent, but at the end of the day, we don't mention them because they are not disclosed. So now back to our assets, and very simply, without going into too much detail, this is one of them, Puerto Flores and Estancia Vieja. Estancia Vieja actually is not producing at the moment. We hope to be producing it in 2018. Puerto Flores is the Chevron asset, which you've seen the picture of here. It's two assets in the Neuquén Basin. It's a very good asset. It's got perspective to double production from the current production of in excess of 1,200 barrels a day to 3,000 barrels a day in 3 years' time. And indeed, we are starting our work program in November. And those work programs initially will be recompletions and plugbacks and looking at intervals and shut-in wells which haven't yet been tested. And then we go on to drilling, which will be in the second half of 2018. So, very significant. Our realized price currently will be in excess of $55 a barrel. It will go up because of it's tied to Brent. There is a glass floor, not glass ceiling, in Argentina, and the glass floor is about $55 a barrel. And the reason why it's a glass floor is because it's needed because Argentina is a net importer of both oil and gas, and it needs to encourage industries to come in and develop, which is a very fertile ground for us. We're not going to be paying tax for approximately 12 months because of run-over tax losses, and we are going to benefit from cash flow because we've got VAT, or IVA as it's called in Argentina, which is a credit. You don't get paid it every quarter, so we can run through credit, which means that it enhances the cash. Because as I've said, ladies and gentlemen, this is all about a cash business. I think gone are the days when you can float a brick, gone are the days where it's all about reserves. It's now about making money and acting as a consolidator. And that is exactly what we aim to do. Our margins are very high, and it's a matter of paying attention to costs and G&A. We don't have any expensive office here. We don't have an office here. It's all above the shop in Argentina. This is our other asset, Salta, which is our original asset. Significant reserves, significant potential there, and we're working to increase the asset value there by increasing production. It was doing 9,000 barrels a day in the 80s. It's a sort of field that personally I love to get into, but at the moment we're spending our petrodollars where best to spend them, and that is actually in the Puerto Flores Basin in Neuquén. So USA generating $200,000 a month, free cash, post-tax, and that's where we're at. There's a little picture there. We're not offshore, we're onshore. And that's the key. This is all onshore. This is all monetizable very quickly, and even our exploration is onshore. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just got one more, and that's Paraguay. Extremely significant, as I've said. We are doing a farm-out process at the moment. We've got lots of interest now because it's onshore, because it's a captured market. There's no hydrocarbon production there at all. We've learned a lot of lessons from 2014. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thank you very much.
Round of applause. Thank you for that, Peter.